You're listening to the sounds of Salford, from the UK going out to the world.
Hi, good evening and welcome to Noddy's Chosen Year 1965. How are you, Paul?
I'm fine, thanks, Simon. This is one I've been waiting for, actually. It's for me, it's one of the best years for music.
Well, I've been looking through the tunes tonight, and I think the listeners are going to be mighty impressed because there's some great tracks. Everyone seems to go in on it.
I hope so, yeah. And we've got some new listeners tonight, Simon, up in Newcastle.
Have we?
Yes.
Why, man?
Yeah, some ladies from Newcastle. Moira, Fiona, Susan, Karen and Karen, I think, and there's a few others, hopefully. So I'll dedicate a song later on to the Newcastle ladies.
Yes.
So anyway, Simon, 1965, it was a tumultuous year. The British invasion of America was in full swing now. It really was. We were dominating the charts in the States. But there was also a move towards what was called folk rock. And there's a lot of that played tonight. The man responsible for most of that was saving it to the very end.
Yeah.
But the first one I'm going to start with is, most people should know this tune. It was written by Tony Hatch, and it was sung by a lady who started her career as a professional entertainer in 1942 at the age of 9. And she was became something of a forces sweetheart, a mascot, you know. And she used to sing to entertain the troops, and obviously she grew up and she carried on singing. She spent a lot of time in France, and she sung a hell of a lot of stuff in French. But in 1964, Tony Hatch wrote this song, and he gave it to this lady. Now, this song never got to number 1 in the UK, got to number 2. But there's an interesting fact here, Simon. This was the very first song to top the US charts by a British female in the rock and roll era.
Was it?
Yes.
I never knew that.
And Petula Clark was called the leading lady of the British invasion, or the queen of the British invasion. And Scylla didn't really do much in America. Sandy Shaw definitely didn't. Yeah. But Petula Clark did, and Dusty Springfield did as well.
Oh, Dusty Springfield did.
But Petula Clark really was. She was the standard bearer for the British female singers. And this song, it was actually recorded in 1964, but it was a hit in the early months of 1965. So again, first song I'd like to dedicate to my mate John, I know he's just travelling home now, and he'll hopefully be listening later on. This is Petula Clark and Downtown.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown. When you've got worries, all the noise and the hurry seems to help, I know. Downtown, just listen to the music of the traffic in the city. Linger on the sidewalk where the neon signs are pretty. How can you lose? The lights are much brighter there. You can't forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. So go downtown. Things will be great when you're downtown. No finer place for sure. Downtown, everything's waiting for you. Downtown. Don't hang around and let your problems surround you. There are movie shows downtown. Maybe you know some little places to go to where they never close. Downtown, just listen to the rhythm of a gentle bossa nova. You'll be dancing with them too before the night is over. Happy again. The lights are much brighter there. You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. So go downtown, where all the lights are bright. Downtown, waiting for you tonight. Downtown, you're gonna be alright now. Downtown, downtown. see you there. We can forget all our troubles, forget all our cares. So go downtown. Things will be great when you're downtown. Don't wait a minute more. Downtown. Everything's waiting for you.
Downtown.
Going out to my mate John, who we're both grafted today, mate, aren't we? So,
You've done a bit today.
Oh, pair of us have, yeah. We're running round like headless chickens today, but never mind. That's what we get paid to do.
So if your gaff says they're listening, make sure you take note. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, next song. Again, another personal favourite of mine. A few weeks ago, Simon, we had a bit of a chat about the Moody Blues, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, in 1965, this version of the Moody Blues is the one you won't recognise, because John Lodge and Justin Hayward weren't part of the band then. Instead, they had Denny Lane, later of Wings, and Clint Warwick. So Denny Lane was on lead guitar and Clint Warwick was on bass. Ray Thomas, Graham Edge and Mike Pinder were still in the band. Now, what they did, they released an album called The Magnificent Moodies, and a lot of them were cover songs, mainly all blues classics, and this one was no exception. It was written, I think it was a Bessie Smith song, this. But they did the Moody Blues turn on it. Like, it's brilliant piano feel to this song. And this got to number 1 in February of 1965. Again, I just think this is a great, great song. And this is the only number 1 the Moody Blues have ever had. Brilliant track. This is the Moody Blues and Go Now.
We've already said I don't wanna see you go.
the Moody Blues. Go now. Great song that, anyway.
It is, yeah. Well, I know you like this next one, Simon.
Oh, I love this next one.
Well, like I said, it was folk rock was starting to come in '65, and this, I think, it's probably one of the first examples of a folk rock song getting to number one in the UK. Now, this band are also were the first Australian act ever to top the UK charts. So they originated from Essendon, which is a little suburb of Melbourne, and they were a four-piece, but they were led by a superb singer called Judith Durham. Now, obviously, Australia, even though it's a vast place, it's nowhere to be seen in the music business, so they realised that London now was the centre of the world, so they went on a cruise over to London, and they paid the keep by entertaining the punters on the cruise ship. Wow. They get to London, they link up with Tom Springfield, who was Dusty's brother, or as his real name was Dionysus O'Brien. That's his real name, by the way.
It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah, but anyway, Tom Springfield wrote this song for them, and in, I think it was the back end of February '65, this got to number one, where it stayed for 2 weeks, and I think it was the third biggest selling song of 1965. It also was a big hit in America. It got in the top 5 in the United States. The song's primarily driven by Judith Durham's vocals. The other guys were Keith Popker, Athol Gray, and I can't for the life of me remember who the other one was. Athol Gray was the double bass player, and I think Keith Popker actually went on to form the New Seekers later on when they split up in '68 because Judith Durham went solo. So a great song. I'd like to dedicate this one to Glenn and Dennis, my friends at work. This is The Seekers, and I'll Never Find Another You.